Let's go Eagles fans. I don't know about you, but 99% of Philadelphia is eager to see the Eagles fight and beat their playoff opponents and thus reach the Super Bowl once again. What a phase, my friends. I dreamed of living these moments of glory. Today, I have something very important to share with you, but first make sure you've already hit the like button. But only do this if you are a passionate Eagles fan. If possible, write, "Go Birds! Let's win the Super Bowl again." The Philadelphia Eagles are about to achieve something special. After easily overcoming two unconvincing opponents, the Raiders and the Commanders, the Philadelphia team now finds itself on the verge of a decisive playoff showdown that could have repercussions throughout the NFL. The game against the Buffalo Bills is more than just an end-of-season test. It's a chance for the Eagles to leave their mark. It's not just about getting another win. This is about proving that this team, with all its talent, resilience, and momentum, is reaching its peak at the perfect moment. And the most important factor for this game may not even be in the statistics. It's the confidence and grit that are bubbling in this locker room. Jordan Mailata summed it all up perfectly. This is a decisive game. The atmosphere within the Eagles' facilities has changed. It's no longer about surviving or desperately searching for solutions. It's about refining the strategy. This team believes it's ready to face a heavyweight like Buffalo and come away not only with the victory, but also with a warning to the rest of the NFC. And with players like Mailata expressing this hunger for victory, the feeling is that this group is more focused than ever. Now, there's no sugarcoating it. The Bills are no joke. Josh Allen, despite being injured, remains one of the most dangerous dual-threat quarterbacks in the game. And Buffalo's ground attack, led by James Cook, is the best in the NFL right now. Number 1 in total rushing yards, with Cook himself leading the league with 1,532 yards and 12 touchdowns. Allen adds to that threat with his legs, which may be limited due to a recent foot injury, but he can never be ruled out. His size, instincts, and dribbling ability make him a nightmare for the defense, even when he's not at 100%. That makes this week's return of defensive tackle Jalen Carter a major storyline. After undergoing procedures on both shoulders, Carter is back, and, by all accounts, he's feeling healthier, more explosive, and hungry to make an impact. He acknowledged the injuries limited his ability to engage blockers and play with the kind of physicality he's known for. But that's in the rear view now. He's refreshed, and his teammates are buzzing about what he could do back in the trenches. This Eagles defensive line has been humming without him, but with Carter back in the mix, that could tilt the scales in Philly's favor. Even more, Brandon Graham continues to defy age, playing some of the best football we've seen from him in years. This line is deep, and if they can dominate in the trenches, they can force Josh Allen to beat them with his arm, something Buffalo hasn't consistently done this season, especially with a receiving core lacking elite difference makers. Philly's secondary, anchored by players like James Bradbury and Darius Slay, is more than capable of holding their own in coverage if the pressure up front is consistent. Stopping the run is non-negotiable. It's the one aspect of Buffalo's offense that truly scares you, especially given how weather conditions in Buffalo this Sunday, rain, wind, and cold, could turn this into a ground-and-pound slugfest. The Eagles need to be sound, gap-disciplined, and physical. Unfortunately, they'll be without linebacker Nakobe Dean, who's nursing a hamstring injury. That's a blow. Dean's instincts and run defense were instrumental in containing teams like the Commanders. But the silver lining here? Rookie Jair Brown is stepping in, and this kid can play. He flashed early in the season when Dean was still recovering, and he's shown he belongs. The drop-off here isn't nearly as steep as it could have been. And don't forget, Lane Johnson will also miss this game. While that's typically a red alert for any Eagles fan, the reality is Fred Johnson has held his own. Plus, with the division already clinched, there's no need to rush Lane back. It's all about timing and making sure he's ready for January football. One of the more bizarre but surprisingly relevant updates this week came from A.J. Brown, who missed practices due to getting his wisdom teeth pulled. That's not the usual injury report blip you see during a playoff push, but give the man credit. He's suiting up, and if you've ever had your wisdom teeth yanked, you know how miserable it is. Now imagine running routes across the middle and taking hits just days later. That's toughness that doesn't show up on Pro Football Focus grades. And then there's Jake Elliott, the clutch hero from last year's Bills matchup, where his 59-yard bomb in bad weather sent the game into overtime, is now in the middle of a major slump. He's missed kicks in 4 of the last 5 games and currently holds the worst field goal percentage in the league. That's not a great look heading into another cold, wet, high-pressure matchup. And it could force Nick Sirianni into some tough fourth-down decisions if field goal range becomes a risk. Weather, confidence, and recent performance all play into how aggressive this staff is willing to be. But that leads to a broader point. The formula here is pretty obvious. Run the damn ball. Buffalo's defense ranks 30th against the run, giving up a brutal average of 144 yards per game on the ground. That number should have Saquon Barkley licking his chops. He's been heating up at the right time, and offensive coordinator Brian Johnson has finally started to find rhythm with the run game. The play calling has been more creative, the formations have been varied, and, most importantly, the offensive line has been executing. The chemistry and push up front is opening up explosive plays that we just weren't seeing earlier in the season. And Barkley, he's done talking about potential. He's delivering. He's not just picking up 4-yard gains and keeping the offense on schedule. He's breaking off chunk runs, punishing defenders, and setting the tone. This game is built for him. Wind, rain, and a soft run defense, that's exactly where you want to see Saquon dominate. And with Tank Bigsby also available for some change of pace work, this run game could truly feast. Of course, none of this works without Jalen Hurts managing the offense efficiently, taking what the defense gives him and making just enough plays with his legs to keep the Bills guessing. The Eagles don't need a 300-yard passing day from Hurts to win this game. They need him to be smart, make throws off play action, and hit A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, or Dallas Goedert when the opportunities arise. If the run game is effective, those shots will be there. Let's not forget the significance of this game in the bigger picture either. The Eagles still have a shot at the 2 seed in the NFC. That means a potential home playoff game in the second round and a path that could be the difference between going one and done or making a run. This matchup could be the hinge point for that trajectory. So, as Sunday approaches, the big question looms. Can the Eagles rise to the moment and make the statement they've been waiting to deliver all season long? Let me know what you think. Can the Birds shut down the Bills' ground game and run their way to a win in hostile territory? And looking at the rest of this matchup, the Eagles have more than just the X's and O's working in their favor. They've got the mindset. This locker room is locked in. You can hear it in the way guys like Jordan Mailata, Jalen Carter, and even Saquon Barkley talk about this team.